Obviously starting off at Chepstow is great for us, Welsh track, you know, and a great jumps track. It's very exciting there to see the first chase, going down over those fences. Used to ride on it years ago, so hopefully we'll have plenty of runners there and it'd be great to come away with a winner.
It's brilliant for Wales. The Chepstow season open has been the starting point for the last few years, but I'm sure it's even more of a standout meeting now for people to target horses at.
Yeah, it's wonderful that Dragonbet have got behind it. Obviously a Welsh company. It's great that they put their names behind the festival, and very exciting. Just a great buzz meeting, and great to have the good jumpers back in.
Wales is obviously doing very well at the minute. There's plenty of jockeys who have been pretty successful. There was 4 of us in the top 10 last year. I think Wales is in a great place and it's actually getting stronger.
We look to have a good strong team of horses. Obviously the new horses haven't run yet, so we're still dreaming that one of them's going to be the next. Potter's Corner, Kitty's Light, Win My Wings, Captain Ord. But it's up to them now. Try not to talk them up too much, and try and get them into their grades, and hopefully they can start winning fairly soon. We'll have plenty of horses to run in the first novice hurdle, and then they'll just find their grade. And we obviously hope going there that one of them will turn up and be good enough to win, but it doesn't always work out like that. So, but we've nice horses to start off in that. Bombay Pete, obviously, another handful of horses could be targeted at that race. Bombay Pete, he ran well in his bumper. He's a little bit light coming from Ireland last year. Probably had a tough time in the point-to-point yard, but we wanted to get a run into him for the owners, the Stepping Stone Syndicate, before we give him a break. And he looks very nice this year, and he's working well. Lee seems to be riding him every day, which is a good sign. Schooled very well, happy with him. He's nice jumping pedigree, and you know, he's a great grey colour, so everyone likes to see a grey do well. So fingers crossed. Dixie Mafia ran well at Warwick last year. Wants good safe ground. Hopefully we'll get out of Chepstow, and he's going to be a nice staying chaser to look forward to. He'll obviously have his 3 runs in novice hurdles. Hopefully he can win one of them along the way, and then a horse to look forward to. If he's a good jumper, run very well at Warwick. Ground was a little bit quick for him there. Wants a nice bit of cut in the ground. Coming from a good school. Came from Pat Doyle, Sherview Stables. Highly recommended to us. Golden Prince for great owners. Martin Chapman and his team. They have plenty of good horses, anti-Honeyball, and they always try and support us. The first horse they sent didn't. I hope he's a little bit faster than him. He didn't quite work out. But Golden Prince, he could either run in the novice hurdle or he could actually run in the bumper. We think he's quite sharp. He ran well in one of the first 4-year-olds last year in Ireland and came highly recommended. Holy's de Brew is the horse we struggled to pronounce his name. He's a lovely horse by a good stallion, Brave Mansonian, who produced a bit of a freak in Brave Man's game. So hopefully this horse can end up doing similar. I think the boys in the yard like him, be a good 3-mile chaser, and we're looking forward to starting him off. Shantou Premier is he's not sold yet, but by good stallion Shantou, goes nicely at home. Be a good staying chaser for further down the line. We'll enter a good few in the race, see if the race splits or not, and how many we can run. Probably out of that batch, 2 or 3 will be running in the race. Some
new recruits that are all doing the right things at the minute. They're all still unbeaten, so you're hoping they're as good as you think. Obviously they will end up finding their grade, and you just hope that 1 or 2 are a little bit better than the rest, and they can take you to the big days. A fairly lucky position that I got Christian supporting me and David Pipe, so there'll be plenty of horses between them 2 yards to ride to pick a horse to stand out. I'm not really sure. Obviously Deep Cave, be lovely to get my leg over him, especially over a fence. I had plenty of fun on him over hurdles last year. I think the problem could be he might clash with one of David's, Neon Moon, who actually won the Native River Chase last year. I like a horse, Golden Prince, good looking horse, good moving horse. And his work's it hasn't been wow, but he does everything nicely, and he'll sort of do a little bit more the next 2 weeks, and fingers crossed he'll put him in a good place to run in Chepstow. And then a nice horse that seems to have improved this year, who actually we won with last rodeo, he'll be pretty exciting, so fingers crossed we can have a successful weekend.
I Ain't Your Mate ran well in his point-to-point, finished second to a very good horse. He was a little bit disappointed last year, but hopefully that was just a bit of immaturity. I think the name came from, he's a little bit of handful to break in. So that was where he got his name from. So hopefully he's matured now, or he might mature throughout the season, and hopefully he can end up being better than his rating. Kerdudery, his brother won at our toy last week. We've had him since a yearling, big strong horse. Been a little bit disappointed in 3 runs, but once a good bit of cut in the ground, nice soft ground, probably won't see the best of him till he goes chasing. Rule Me In won first time for us last year, took us by surprise. You can see from his starting price last year. It's by a good stallion, Marla, very lucky for us, the stallion. And he's, as you can see this morning, he schooled very well. Doesn't do anything quickly, but hopefully turn into a nice chaser. We'll start him off at Chepstow. Looks an ideal race there. It'd be lovely to have a few runners over the 3 days for Sue and Mark, and then go chasing after that's out the way. Looks very well. He was very light last year. Gastroscoped him last week. He was very clean, and he looks a picture. Morano might run at Fosslas on Sunday in an amateur flat race. Came to us 2 or 3 months ago, schooled nicely. We thought we'd give him a run at Fosslas on Sunday, take him away for just an away day schooling after that, and go to Chepstow then, owned by a new owner, to support the yard. And he's a great colour. He's a grey, lovely colour grey by a sire, English sire, Planteur, and he ran well in his flat race before he came to us from Roger Teal, and does everything nicely at home. Our place obviously a little bit different from Lambourne, but he settled in well, clean-winded, very straightforward to ride, nice horse. Deep Cave, running the native river. Great to have runners in those races. Usually means you've got a good horse on your hands. We got touched off in it a few years ago with Kitty's Light. Captain Nord started off in the race before. So as we said, it's great to have a runner in the race. And Deep Cave fell a couple of times in France over fences, but also won his chase. And the way he jumps and travelled in his hurdle races last year took us a season to get to know him. But you'd think that chasing would hopefully suit him. We were delighted that day when he won at Aintree. Obviously great to get 3 the big meetings, Cheltenham, Aintree, Punchestown. So we had nothing for Cheltenham, nothing for Punchestown this year, which was a shame. We love to have runners in Ireland. And to turn up at Aintree with 1 horse and for him to win was great. He was slightly disappointing the run before. We ran him back a bit quick at Sandown on very heavy ground. But he ran well at the Winter Millions meeting at Windsor before that. He's probably a stupid price just because of his last run, but he was a horse throughout the season that we always liked.
And these two, Deep Cave and Push the Button.
Hopefully he'll end up in the chase, just checking with the qualifications. A little bit unlucky that he didn't really have a good novice season, but he won his novice chase in France, then fell a couple of times, but schooled very well at home. And, you know, he's a type of horse you dream that could hopefully end up at Aintree in the Grand National one day, fingers crossed, or, you know, Scottish National, those type races. So Kepler's Law, he looks a bit big this morning, had a good blow, but exciting horse came to us. He won at a very short price last year at Leicester, but I think he's a little bit of a talking horse, works well at home, and, you know, the type of horse that, you know, it's up to him now. He won a small novice hurdle, but he was talked about highly when he won his point-to-point in Ireland, and hopefully we'll see the best of him when he goes chasing. But we'll just start him off maybe in the Silver Trophy and make a plan from there. The last rodeo, I mentioned him earlier on, he schooled great this morning. Yeah, we think he's very nice, by a good sire, Malinus, same sire as Lord Snooty. He was a good horse for us. He was a lucky stallion for us. And he's got 2 options. There's a 3-mile race on the Sunday he could run in. I'm not sure he'd quite sneak into the weights off his rating, but if he gets into the Silver Trophy, he could have a chance. House of Hasberg, owned by new owners in the yard last year, Jim White and his family, Whites of Coventry. So it's great to have those colours in the yard. Looks a very nice horse, big, strong. I think he was a 40 grand foal, so he's obviously good physical. By order of St George, out of a black type mare. And looked a bit slow last year in his hurdle races, but hopefully nice bit of cut in the ground, and when he goes chasing we'll see the best of him. But it'd be great to start him off there, and, you know, Upton Trip could be well handicapped. Big laid back type of horse, so I wouldn't show you a whole lot at home, and just hope when he goes to the races on a bit of grass, nice bit of cut in the ground with a fence in front of him, turn into a different animal. In the conditional jockeys race, shame that It's a conditional jockey's race. Obviously Jack can't ride, but Fever Dream's been a good horse throughout the summer. Wants good fast ground. I think the track will really suit him, triple suit him, and could be our best chance of the weekend. He looked great this morning, schooled well, just reliant on nice, good fast ground. Track will suit him. I think he loved Chepstow. You know, quite a nice straight there, plenty of fences in front of him, so hopefully he can run well. Planned Paradise could also run. We got the Cheltenham race only, I think it's 13 days after, so he might wait for the amateur race at Cheltenham, but he's a wonderful horse last year. He just touched off at Cheltenham in the amateur race, beaten half a length and half a length. And then he went to Windsor and won at the big Winter Millions meeting on ITV, which was great for the yard. Great day for the owners. You know, if he doesn't go to Chepstow, he might not run a Fever Dream round. We might wait for Cheltenham.
And Planned Paradise is staying on Durley to take this for Jack Tudor and Christian Williams.
He was keeping Deep Cave company on the lorry the day he won at Windsor, so there's pure luck more than anything. He's very disappointed at Fakenham. We ran him in a ladies' race at Fakenham only, I think it was a fortnight before, and I think he was 30 lengths behind at the second fence. So no, it was a little shock, but Jack and him got into a great rhythm at Windsor, and the track obviously suited him, ground suited him, and he won well. We got two in the bumper, Prince in the Park and Golden Prince, great prize money there. I think it's a Premier Day, the Sunday. The conditional jockeys race, great prize money as well for the grade. So Golden Prince seems quite forward to be able to run in the National and Flat race. So we look forward to running him. And then Prince in the Park, then it's a big strong walk in the park. I think he was an £80,000 store, finished third last time out in the point to point, and showed us plenty at home, so he could have an option of running there.